All right, hello there. Welcome to the channel. My name is James, and here at 20th and 21st Movies, we are about all things cinema. Hope you're doing well wherever you are in the world. Hope you're having a fantastic day. I wanted to come on here for a few minutes and share with you my thoughts on a recent release from the Criterion Collection. This is another 4K Ultra HD release from Criterion, and it is a new title in the collection altogether. It is a new spine number 1213, and it is the 1995 film from Gus Van Sant, and it's called To Die For. So this is a film starring Nicole Kidman and Joaquin Phoenix and Matt Dillon. Really great cast for this film. I'm going to come on here and just share with you my thoughts on this movie. Saw this for the first time with this new 4K Ultra HD edition from Criterion. It's another discovery for me, and I always love to see actors in earlier works in their career, and this is an example of that. So on the other side of this, we'll talk about what I think about this film, To Die For, this 4K, how it looks on 4K Ultra HD, the special features, and whether or not is this a title worth picking up in an upcoming sale. Let's talk about it. So this is my very first time seeing To Die For, starring Nicole Kidman. This is a film by Gus Van Sant. I have not seen a ton of Gus Van Sant films throughout my filmmaking journey. I've only seen a handful of his movies so far, but he has his own, of course, uh, unique style to his filmmaking that is really a voice all his own, which I guess is common for a lot of directors. But let me bring up some slides here to share with you a little bit about Gus Van Sant and about this film, To Die For. So this is director Gus Van Sant here. Of course, the film is To Die For, that is now available on Criterion 4K. There are some other Gus Van Sant films that are released by Criterion. So there's this one, Malanoche, which I'm not familiar with, that I've never seen. I do have My Own Private Idaho, which is a film that stars Keanu Reeves and River Phoenix, who was the older brother of Joaquin Phoenix, who stars in this film here, To Die For. So River Phoenix, he tragically died, a number of years ago at a very young age. But he starred in this film, My Own Private Idaho, directed by Gus Van Sant. And of course, Gus Van Sant's latest film to enter the Criterion Collection is now To Die For, available on spine number 1213 in the Criterion Collection. This is a film that is 106 minutes, is in color. And I'll read the back of the case here. It says, To Die For, the all-American obsession with celebrity turns monstrous in this deliciously subversive and disturbingly prescient satire of our television-mediated true crime-obsessed age. In a career breakthrough, Nicole Kidman delivers a diabolical deconstruction of the girl next door as a local TV weather reporter whose perfectly perky facade belies a murderous heart. Nicole Kidman, what a performance in this film. I mean, she is incredible. As her ruthless pursuit of fame ensnares three disaffected teens in a sordid, tabloid-ready scandal. Deftly deploying shifting perspectives, faux documentary interviews, and a supporting cast featuring Joaquin Phoenix, Matt Dillon, Casey Affleck, director Gus Van Sant adds provocative layers of meaning to this darkly funny examination of suburban sociopathy. I really enjoyed this film, and I really want to see this film again on a second viewing because I'm sure there's more that I'm going to pick up that I didn't pick up on the first time around. But this is a really fascinating film. I love the way this film is presented, almost in that documentary style. You see this film shot through a couple of different lenses, almost seeing it as a documentary, seeing it as like almost a made for TV movie. It just has a very unique visual aesthetic to how it is presented and how the story is unfolded to the viewer. And also just a really interesting examination of the psychosis of Nicole Kidman's character and just how subversive she is. And just thinking about the obsession with fame and with being being famous, so to speak, and being well known, and some of the links that people would go to get into those positions is part of the examination of this film. So if you open up this container here, this case, you'll see the two discs. You get a 4K Ultra HD disc and you get a Blu-ray disc. And of course, you have this great cast that is noted here. Of course, you have Nicole Kidman, who's playing Suzanne Stone. She is the very psychotic um, news weather lady in this movie. You have Matt Dillon playing Larry Moretto, her husband. You have Joaquin Phoenix playing Jimmy Emmert. You have Ileana Douglas playing Janice Moretto. She really does a nice job, playing the sister of Matt Dillon's character. Her, sort of the older sister in this film. You have, of course, Dan Hedaya, who plays the father of Matt Dillon's character in this film. Dan Hedaya, of course, also played in Blood Simple, the Coen brothers film. And I like him just as much in this movie as I did in Blood Simple. Just a fantastic cast. I think everyone did a great job in this film. So let me go back to our slides here. You have Nicole Kidman here, who is the star of this film. And this film opens up at a very interesting place. It opens up sort of near the ending of the story. And so it sort of shows you a little bit of the ending of the story, and then it flashes back to the events that lead up to what you're seeing right here. And I just love that storytelling technique. It's been done in numerous films, countless films. And I think Gus Van Sant does a really nice job of employing that technique in this movie to great effect. You have Nicole Kidman as Suzanne Stone. You have Matt Dillon as Larry Moretto. Of course, they get married. Of course, Matt Dillon's Larry Moretto doesn't really know what's in store for him. Of course, as Nicole Kidman's character cooks up a scheme to ensnare Joaquin Phoenix, who plays Jimmy Emmert, and his friends into a murder plot to basically knock off her husband, played by Matt Dillon. Really, really craziness going on in this movie. Dan Hedaya plays Joe Moretto. So Dan Hedaya's Joe Moretto is the father of Matt Dillon's character. And, he and his wife play a beautiful part. And I just really love the story progression in terms of how their characters are portrayed and where things, lead in this story. Won't give anything away, but it's very satisfying to say the least. And then Wayne Knight as Ed Grant. Of course, Wayne Knight is a actor who's played in a number of films. I remember him playing one of the police officer interrogators in the film Basic Instinct, starring Michael Douglas and Sharon Stone. He, of course, plays a really effective role in this movie. He basically plays I guess, a manager of a news station who ends up hiring Nicole Kidman, Suzanne Stone as the weather lady. So very fascinating stuff there. Of course, Nicole Kidman, you have these parts of this movie where she is giving a bit of a monologue and, sort of laying out, her thought process and how she sees the world and the importance of, hey, if you're not on television, you're a nobody, that type of a way of seeing things, which is very disturbing. But she is excellent in this role, just playing this sort of unhinged woman who is trying to sort of skirt the edge of being normal, but also being kind of off kilter and willing to do some crazy things to, further her career and further her chances of success and fame and fortune. You have Joaquin Phoenix and his friends here, who are part of the unwitting plot to basically knock off Suzanne's husband. So what an amazing film this is. It's definitely a film that I can highly recommend. I don't want to give away too much of it, but it's just the kind of film that you want to immerse yourself into and just see it to its conclusion. You can imagine that given the psychosis and craziness of Suzanne Stone, played by Nicole Kidman, and Joaquin Phoenix, his role in sort of helping to knock off Matt Dillon's character, things are probably not going to end up in a good place for these characters, as you can imagine. But definitely watch this film to see how it unfolds. So I definitely can recommend this movie in terms of as a film. Highly recommended. I was really happy to see this film for the first time. Now, in terms of how does this film look on 4K Ultra HD? What is the visual fidelity of this film? So essentially, you get a new 4K digital restoration, which was approved by director Gus Van Sant and the director of photography, Eric Allen Edwards. And we're getting this on Dolby Vision HDR. Now, if you go inside the insert here, which is actually a very nice insert, you'll see here there's a section called About the Master. And it says the new digital master presented here was created from the 35 millimeter original camera negative, which was scanned and restored in 4K resolution at Prasad in Burbank, California. The audio restoration was completed by Blue Wave Audio, and the 5.1 soundtrack was remastered at the Post Media Center at Sony Picture Studios. The feature is presented in Dolby Vision HDR, high dynamic range, on the 4K Ultra HD disc, and high definition SDR, standard dynamic range, on the Blu-ray. So this is from the original 35 millimeter. Does it say? Yeah, 35 millimeter camera negative. And folks, to just put it in a nutshell, this movie looks wonderful on 4K. It looks absolutely gorgeous. This wonderful detail, the colors pop. You have just great definition, depth, clarity, all the elements of picture quality that you would look for on a 4K disc of a film that isn't incredibly old. It's just under 30 years old, but it's been beautifully restored on this new 4K digital restoration. And it's from the original camera negative, and it just looks absolutely wonderful. I mean, the picture looks in some cases tack sharp. You have some nice detail in the stitching and the clothing, in the facial, close-ups. Just a lot of nice detail in the image all the way around, and it is an incredibly clean looking image. Just a beautiful high definition, ultra high definition 4K image, and it definitely pops. It is a beautiful looking film on 4K Ultra HD. So if you're wondering how it looks on 4K, it looks absolutely terrific. You get a 5.1 surround DTS HD master audio soundtrack. The sound is also, very well presented on this disc. So I have no complaints from a presentation standpoint, both visually and from an audio standpoint. Definitely top notch, all the way around for To Die For on 4K Ultra HD from the Criterion Collection. Top notch presentation. So highly recommended from that perspective. The one knock on this edition that I would say would be that there aren't much in the way of special features. You do get an audio commentary that features the director Gus Van Sant, Edwards, and the editor Curtis Clayton. So that's nice. I mean, you do get a nice commentary of the film, which somewhat makes up for a lack of special features in other areas. If you have a nice commentary, that helps, but it would have been nice to have more in the way of special features. Other than the commentary, you get some deleted scenes, and of course, you get the trailer, and you get this essay that is included in the insert in here. You're Not Anybody in America Unless You're on TV by Jessica Keong. So excellent essay by Jessica Keong that is titled, reminiscent of the sentiment portrayed in the film that, if you're not anybody in America unless you're on TV. So definitely a great essay from Jessica that's included in this edition. And just overall, it is a nice little package. Now, you don't get much in the way of special features, but you do get a commentary, you do get some deleted scenes, and the presentation on the disc, on this 4K disc, is absolutely excellent. The movie itself is also very good. So I definitely can recommend To Die For on 4K Ultra HD on a 50% off sale. So definitely pick this up on a sale if you're interested in a film like this. This is really a great opportunity to to see Nicole Kidman, Joaquin Phoenix, both of which are Academy Award winning actors, to see them in early roles before they won their Oscars and just get a glimpse of the genius of their acting capabilities early on in their career is on full display in this movie. And it just gives you a glimpse of, okay, this, these are stars who are, on their way to bigger and better things in their careers. And you just see their talent, on screen. And it's just a beautiful thing to see. I love seeing early performances by brilliant actors. And To Die For gives you a great example of that with both Nicole Kidman and Joaquin Phoenix. So To Die For on 4K Ultra HD from Criterion comes highly, highly recommended. But let me know in the comment section below, what do you think about To Die For from Gus Van Sant? What do you think of other Gus Van Sant films? And what are some of your favorite films from Gus Van Sant? What are some of your favorite films starring Nicole Kidman and Joaquin Phoenix, Matt Dillon, and some of the other actors in this film? Let me know all that in the comment section below. And as always, thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you next time at the movies. Peace.